All right, coming up on this episode of Hot Takes, we are going to discuss the rumors of Hayden Christensen reprising his role as Anakin Skywalker in the live-action Kenobi series. All right, welcome everybody to this episode of Hot Takes. I am once again joined by Steve, the Star Wars guru. How is it going?
How it goes, man. Another day, another dollar.
Awesome. Thanks for joining the show. And we are going to dive into these rumors of Hayden Christensen reprising his role in apparently flashbacks in the live-action Kenobi series. And the rumor goes on from Custom Run Transmissions to even say he will be wearing the Clone Wars armor. So let me dive into this here. First off, I'm so excited for this Kenobi series, mostly because Ewan McGregor is reprising the role.
Hello there.
And he was probably my top 2-3 favorite thing about the entire prequel trilogy. And on top of it, Deborah Chow is directing. So anyone who's not aware of who Deborah Chow is, she directed episode 3 and 7 of The Mandalorian. And those two episodes are highly regarded as some of the best episodes, especially 3 when the Mando goes all silent stealth mode to get back the child. So that alone has me hyped. My kind of reservation, though, or maybe concern is, like, what are they going to do with this timeline? Because we know he literally hermits on this planet. And it's obvious Darth Vader never found him, or the Empire never found him, because Luke is obviously protected and safe. You know, the Rebels briefly touched on this with Darth Maul actually tracking him down, with Obi-Wan kind of ending Maul in that pivotal episode. So they're not going to obviously retrace those steps, because that's already been done in Rebels. So the kind of the narrative of the show, I'm kind of left scratching my head a little bit about what they're actually going to do. But with these rumors that are coming out about Hayden Christensen joining, it makes me even that much more excited, because we're going to get more dialogue between Anakin and Obi-Wan, kind of building up that relationship to sell that kind of that turn that Anakin takes in Revenge of the Sith that much more. And then the rumor even says, I believe, that there's going to be maybe some Darth Vader scenes, or Empire scenes anyway. They're on the lookout for Obi-Wan. So Hayden Christensen, if the more they involve him, I feel is going to be for the better. And I feel like might be Hayden Christensen's kind of redemption story, right? Because he gets ragged on a lot in the prequels.
I don't like sand.
And I just don't think it's 100% his fault. We've talked before in another episode that this is kind of the writing and dialogue's fault for Hayden Christensen and his line. So if they give him a great script to, chew on, this could kind of be his redemption story. And then, like we said, selling that moment of the prequels even more.
Certainly. And to be honest with you, I mean, it's about time that we get Hayden Christensen back on screen. I mean, they've teased us with his voice and, the rise of Skywalker.
Bring back the balance, Rey, as I did.
I mean, we want to see him live action. We want to see him back as Anakin again, and to see him in, like you mentioned, his Clone Wars armor. I think the closest we've gotten to see that in a live action version would be Battlefront 2. Whenever you see the character in his Clone Wars armor and it looks badass, thinking, oh, Hayden Christensen in this, so of course. And we were talking earlier before we started recording, they need to get the trio back, right? This is the opportunity right here, Lucasfilm to get Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Anakin on screen. And I do share your concern as well too. I hope that this show doesn't rely too much on flashbacks to drive the show. As much as I would love to see, an Anakin and Ahsoka in the Clone Wars, I do hope that they give us Obi-Wan on Tatooine, and I think they should do it sort of like Marvel did with one of their story arcs with Obi-Wan protecting Luke and also fighting against the Hutts, doing petty crime like that. I would like to see something like that, because like you said, obviously Vader doesn't find them. We know how Maul's story is going to end. They're not going to retread that, so they're going to have to give us something original, but also be stuck on one location.
Yeah, I wonder if that's where they're going to go with it, right? Some sort of bounty hunter or something like that notices, like, what's this guy doing here? What's this old man? And someone starts digging into him, and he's forced to kind of come out of hiding and take action. So it'll be interesting to see, because if not, like, is he going to be sitting around the campfire telling Clone Wars stories to, like, Qui-Gon's Force Ghost or something like that? We'll have to see.
Well, now that you say that, I wouldn't mind a show where he's just chilling around his campfire saying, let me reminisce on one of these Clone Wars stories.
I'd sign up for that. Getting Hayden Christensen back, and like they're all going to be Clone Wars. If he's wearing the clone armor, right, it's going to be somewhat before Revenge of the Sith. So it's like we said, it's prime Ahsoka territory as well. So there's a huge chance there to kind of to do some major fan service, shall we say? Yeah. And in this situation, I don't feel it's forced fan service, because like just how important those relationships are, right? So.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, and like you said, it wouldn't be forced in the situation. It would come off natural. I mean, it's an Obi-Wan series. It's naturally, you're going to have Anakin, and if you have Anakin and it's the Clone Wars, naturally it's going to be the crew, so it would definitely not be forced. Yeah,
because I did a video on The Mandalorian Season 2, and some of our concerns was actually all the rumored characters they're supposed to be jamming in, right? So the reservation's kind of there, like, okay, you had a successful first season. Now let's see how much people we could jam into the story. But yeah, like as we said, for Kenobi, it feels a lot more natural that Anakin would just be there. Like, he full on calls him his brother. So, yeah. And then he had to go through the traumatic thing of basically dismembering his entire body. And then not even knowing if Anakin actually lived, right?
Exactly.
I just how I'm thinking about it. Like he probably thought Anakin died there.
And to be honest with you, that's why I've always thought he walked away. He didn't walk away to think, he's gonna, suffer, like this. I mean, the dude's burning alive without his, arms and legs. Obi-Wan didn't want to kill him, in that instance. He just wanted to let him die, and the way he thought he was naturally gonna go with the fire. So.
Okay, so that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of Hot Takes. Steve, can you give a shout out to where people can find you at?
Yeah, certainly. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just look up the Star Wars Guru. You can also find me on my website, thestarwarsguru.com. And again, let's talk some Star Wars.
Awesome. So if you at home, if you got any comments you want to add, please slide into the comments section or reach out to RogueLeader5 on Twitter.